What's up, everybody? Glad to see you again. Let's check out Bump and Jump for the 2600. Let's go! Okay, a quick refresher for any of you who maybe haven't played the game in a long time or never seen it at all. Basically, there are technically five enemy computer cars. The skull and crossbones is the toughest. Hard to bump them very far, and they bump you really hard. The tractor is kind of the same way. Tough to move it around. The dump truck is, you touch it, it blows up. But on the second wave on, it will start dumping stuff in the road, and if you hit the pile, you die. The race cars, there's actually two of them. There's only one in the picture there, but there's two different colors, and those are the easiest to knock off the road to get points. Now, the music on this game, it's on default. It's very annoying after a while, so luckily with the color and black and white switch on the Atari, you can turn the music off, which is what I'm going to do when I set it up in the emulator. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, Bump and Jump is not a racing game. You're just trying to survive and knock off as many cars as you can and get points. You bump them like that. If you bump them into the wall, you get 300 points for any enemy. Like I said before, the skull and crossbones is hard. When you hear the beat, get ready to jump. Hit the button on your joystick, it jumps. Whenever there's a beat, there's going to be an opening, a bridge out or whatever. That dump truck's the tan one right there. In the next level, it'll start dropping stuff in the roadway. Okay, gotta jump. And this one you gotta jump again. Alrighty. 300 points for every car you wreck. You see those little sports cars? Those are easy. It's the tractors, the yellow ones, and the skull and crossbones you gotta be careful about, because they also knock you into the wall when you hit them. Alright. Now, also a cool thing is you can jump your car and land on any enemy and destroy it. In fact, it will save you a lot of times. If you're about to hit the wall or something, jump. Because when you're in the air, you can move your car around still. Alright, gotta jump. Okay, see, I did that while I was in the air. Okay, killed 17 cars. You get 500 points for everyone you kill at the end of the round. You also, as long as you're moving, you get points too. You see it going up. I think the faster you go, the more you get. Okay, that dump truck you gotta watch him. At some point he starts throwing stuff, dumping stuff. Boom, landed on him. The OK sign, that means you're going fast enough to jump. If that's not blinking, then you're not going fast enough. It's like 100 and something miles an hour. I can't remember exactly. See that dump truck? He's dumping stuff in the road. It's actually a pretty fun game. I played the NES version. Of course, it looks better, but I like this one better. It just seems to run more smoothly, and I don't know. I just think it's better. Ow! That was the debris that the dump truck leaves. But yeah, that jumping sometimes can save you. But you got to be careful too, because if you're jumping and then the bridge is coming, you're running into a bridge out area, it could kill you. In fact, it's happened to me lots of times. So it's a cool thing, but you got to be ready to jump if you hear that beeping sound. That. Ooh, almost bought it. Gotcha, okay. See, I almost hit, so I went ahead and hit the jump button. Woo! It gets hectic. at the end of the waves, I don't know. It has seasons, but I can't tell that it makes any difference. It's not. That was close. It's not like Enduro where you actually have fog and snow, and it's not like that. See, it says fall. Now I do like the fact that it has a road for it. Keeps up with the levels, but that season thing, I can't tell that it doesn't make any difference in how the game plays. Tight quarters. See, in a situation like that, you want to try to jump, then move back to the right while you're in the air. Boom! It's kind of cool. You can clear it. See if it gets congested. Oh man! Dadgum! Yeah! That's fun. I love landing on them and smashing them, especially the tractors and the skulls. I was trying to squash him and I ended up getting myself killed. Now that just sucks. That's just bad on my part. Down to my last guy. Dadgummit. Yeah. See how those skulls, they try to box you in. Ah! That's it. Game over. Cool game though. If you like a challenge, it's a lot of fun. Okay, there's something else I wanted to share with y'all. Now, I didn't show you this when I was doing the demo a minute ago because this is not exactly the most exciting thing in the world, but it is important. If you can make it through any level in the game without crashing another car, then you get a 50,000 point bonus at the end of the round. Now, like I say, this is not the most exciting thing in the world, but don't worry, so far I've only been able to do it on the first 2 rounds. So if you're trying to get a high score, this is something you have to do. I just didn't want to waste y'all's time, showing you that, because it's more fun to smash the cars into the wall. But if you want a high score, because I think you get I think you get a free life, like at 40 or 50,000 points. So it's definitely worth doing it. Just wanted to share that with y'all.
If you are enjoying the video, please help out Big Friendly by smashing the like button. If you really want to make his day, please consider subscribing to Gen X Memories and sharing the video with your friends. Thank you.
Okay, I searched far and wide trying to find a review of some kind for Bump and Jump for the Atari 2600, and I only found one, and I pretty much know, I think I know why that is, but let's take a look at it. It's the Video Game Update, Volume 2, Number 11, February of 1984. Now the game came out, I think, in November of 83, so this is at the end, right around the time where Atari would have made their announcement, that they weren't going to make their numbers they thought they were, and everybody kind of freaked out and everything. But let's see here. I think they goofed it up here. It says in television, but if you look at the top, it says critically speaking, Atari 2600 compatible. So, but they did not care for the game. They gave it 2 and 2.5 out of 4 stars. And basically, to sum it up, they say blocky graphics. Graphics are quite blocky, and the flickering effects typical of multiple moving objects on the screen are definitely present in the game. Bump and Jump is not a bad game to play though, particularly for younger players who get a kick out of all the bashing and crashing. However, experienced game players are likely to become bored after a few rounds. The music is constant in this game. Fortunately for those who are annoyed easily, the music can be turned off with the color black and white switch on the console. Not recommended. Now I haven't really noticed any flicker at all. The graphics are very plain. There's nothing fancy about them, even by Atari standards, and the sounds are nothing great. But to say it's just like a kid's game, I don't agree with this one. I'm not saying I'd give it 4 stars, but I think I would have given it 3, and I would have recommended it too. Now, let me show you why I think I had trouble finding this review, finding a review period, because I looked through multiple magazines. Okay, I know I'm getting a little sidetracked here, but I think you'll appreciate this if you like video gaming history as much as I do. Now, I told you I had trouble finding a review. Check this out. Okay, first off, let me do a shout out to Sean Solo7783 over on Reddit for putting all of these together. It really looks nice. But what you see here is when the Atari came out in '77, you have the actual console in August, and then you have the original lineup of games they brought out. It's like, I think 9 of them or whatever. Okay, now we'll go to '78. You see, just, not many more, about the same. And '79, about the same thing. They're releasing, maybe 10 games a year or something like that, average. And then we go to 1980. Now Activision gets in here. They released their first games in August, and they released 6 games. So Atari released even less, but Atari released Space Invaders and Adventure. And of course we know they made bank, especially on Space Invaders. They made tons, hundreds of millions of dollars. They raked it in. Now let's jump to 81. Yep, okay, 81. Again, you got a mixture of Atari and television games, Sears Telegames, which is the same thing as the Atari version. Now, it still looks like be about the same, right? Now you get down here at the bottom, in December, you have Stampede Ice Hockey, and then look at the very last game. I don't know how good you can see that. It's Skeet Shoot. By Apollo Games. Y'all know, any of y'all who watch my videos know how much I love Apollo games, or games by Apollo, whatever. But this is 1981. Now, 82. Look at the difference. It starts to really get a Magic jumps in there. Who made Space Jockey? Was that US Games, I think? Anyway, Cosmic Swarm. Isn't that crappy company that made that Firefly game or whatever? I think Lockjaw, that's another. And there's Parker Brothers with Empire Strikes Back. So you have all these newer companies, M Network, Spectravision. Everybody just jumped in there quick like. But 82 was still, I guess, a pretty solid year. There's data age right there. All right, now 83. Look at that. Now this is just Atari 2600. It's not even counting, you got ColecoVision and Television, all the 5200 it comes out. So this really puts it, when you see it like this, it really puts things into perspective. I mean, you've got these magazines, remember this is pre-internet, so everything's on the newsstand. But there's no way they could cover all this, so that's why I looked everywhere but didn't find but that one. But yeah, that's just, man, that's insane. It really is. It just really like I say, puts it into perspective. And just for the heck of it, let's go. Okay, we know in late '83, that's when Atari made their first big announcement that they they weren't going to make their numbers they thought they were going to make, and it caused a big shake-up. And I think if I remember correctly, Magic was about to go public, and they pulled out on that. It really shook everything up. And if we go to '84, look at that. That's crazy, isn't it? Now you have these in January. There are those crummy Froggo games or whatever I think they are, that they're just terrible. They wouldn't even be worth the bargain bin prices you would have got those at. But it's just crazy. Anyway, I want to show you all that. I think it's really interesting. Now, M Network, as far as rarity goes, most of their games are fairly common. They have one that gets to a 5. Bump and Jump was a 4. And from what I've seen doing these videos, it seems like anything that's 4 or higher in the complete box, box, manual, cartridge, any inserts, it really makes the price go through the roof or get a lot more expensive. Now, M Network had some cool games that I really enjoyed. Me and my friends had a lot of fun playing Super Challenge Football. Of course, it's 2-player only, but we had a lot of fun playing that. And they had some other good games too. But I think, at least in my opinion, they'll let me know in the comments if y'all agree or not, I think their boxes were some of the most bland looking boxes. Most of them look like this. And the cartridges, I mean, they were designed to look like the Intellivision carts, but they had this big thing on the end to fit the Atari, and you can't stack them. And they just don't really work very well that way as far as storage. But Bump and Jump was one of the few games, here's the box, that actually, maybe because it was based on an arcade game, they actually, did a little bit more with it. But yeah, most of them, M Network's boxes were, I'd say they're the least desirable. Let me know what you think as far as all of the companies go. Okay, checking out the collectible part of this. Okay, looking into buying a copy of this game, one thing that I noticed immediately is that the PAL version, which was put out by Telegames, must be very common. Anybody in the UK that happens to see this, or if anybody knows that, let me know. Because most of the listings on eBay are for that PAL version. And I don't see hardly any that have the complete version from M Network. Usually it's just a cartridge or the cartridge in the book. Another thing is the cartridge itself. The Telegames version is the traditional, square cartridge. It's not the weird one that sucks so bad that it's hard to stack. But I just didn't see much as far as complete copies from M Network. Here's what's sold, and again, it's the Telegames, and if it's the regular version, it's usually just the cartridge and the manual. I did see one example that, here it is. No, that's not it. Daggum it. There it is, right there. Mattel Electronics, $25, complete in box, and so I bumped that one up. And man, that's a good deal right there. If I would have, it's even got the regular color manual. Not a lot of the M Network games came with they would put those crummy, cheap black and white fold-out instruction books in there. A lot of companies did that. They'd run out of the good ones and they just run out some cheap junk and put it in there. And it even comes with the catalog. You see it there too. $25 plus $6 shipping. Even my broke ass would have bought that. That's a good deal. But it is the PAL version, just a lot more common over there. Anybody from the UK, let me know in the comments. I'd like to find out about that.
A big thank you to the following websites whose dedication and hard work helped make this video possible: Atari Age and the Internet Archive. Thanks for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe to the channel.